organic solvents if you take in this beaker, that will remove the oil, grease, impurities, whatever it is present. It will remove which are dissolvable impurities are present on this sheet. It removes in the container. After taking this, after removing here impurities, pass the same sheet with the help of rollers into the other container. If you pass into the other container, what happens? This sheet in you pass to the other container contains alkali solution. What is alkali solution? Like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, alkali solutions are there. This will remove the dissolvable impurities and remove the oil and grease in the alkaline condition. Next, it will pass us to the next container. That is nothing but pickling process. Pickling is nothing. What is pickling? Pickling is a process. Sorry. Pickling is a process which you have to remove the undissolvable impurities by treating with concentrated H2SO4. So this concentrated H2SO4, the percentage what we are using is 10%, 10% concentrated H2SO4. So after when you are pickling process, that dissolving impurities, removing the grease, that is decreasing process, everything is done, pass the same sheet into the next container. If you pass the same sheet into the next container, it will take water wash. Along with the water wash, again it takes a thin coat of a zinc will be pasted or coated on the surface of a base metal, that is a iron. So once it is a thin paste is coated, again pass the same sheet into the next container which contains molten zinc and converted with ammonium chloride and zinc chloride solution. So this zinc chloride solution, with this zinc chloride solution, what happens? A molten zinc at a higher temperature at throughout the process is takes place in hot condition, and hot condition means maintain the temperature at different depends upon the solvent and concentrated H2SO4 maintained. Here at the last container, a molten zinc is coated on the surface. A thick paste of molten zinc is coated on the surface of a thick iron sheet. Then after that, it passes to the hot air vessel. Hot air vessel means it squeezes the excess of zinc which is present. So once the squeezes is done, next the outcome sheet is nothing but it is a galvanized sheet. The same process coating can also be done for aluminium. Aluminium is, we call that as the aluminium is, these are the applications are different examples what we have taken, which we have done with the using same process, coating process. This we have discussed in the last class, right? So the next method is anodizing. What is anodizing? Here you can see there is a anodizing process means here how we constructed the cell, right? Cell, we require one anode, we require one cathode, correct? So here anode is nothing but a rod, cathode is also a rod which we are using. It is a type of inorganic coating. What it is? It is a type of inorganic coating in which top layer of the metal is converted into oxide. Top layer of the metal is it's converted into oxide, which acts as a protective barrier and reduces the corrosion is called as anodizing, and reduces the corrosion is called as anodizing. So what it means here, aluminium is a type of metal, not only aluminium, in such cases of aluminium, any different metals, aluminium is a type of metal, always it is ready to lose the electrons. Use such type of aluminium rod. I am marking here, see, this is the aluminium rod which we are using as a anode, this is the inorganic coating. An inorganic coating means coating its own oxide layer, on the top of this the same metal, coating the same oxide layer product on the top of the same metal, which is called as anodizing. That is called as inorganic coating. How it is done? You have to take a beaker or a container or a vessel where you can fit which metal you have to fit, that you can take, and take that beaker, and add an electrolyte which helps in the movement of electrons. Usually usually you take chromic acid. We take chromic acid, and then cathode, a dummy cathode which acts as a cathode electrode, but it does not involve in any interfere in the reaction. Usually we take H plus ion at the hydrogen electrode, so as a cathode. Once these two electrodes are connected to the external power supply, that is DC source, what happens? Whatever the electrons are released from the anode, how it will release? This is the release, nothing but aluminum. Aluminum passes, and aluminum gives oxidized, undergoes anodic reaction, undergoes oxidation to give Al3 plus, Al3 plus 3E into 2. So this aluminum undergoing oxidation, this undergoes oxidation to give oxidized state, high oxidation state of Al3 plus, that is a high oxidation state. Once it converts to high oxidation state, what happens? This aluminum 3 plus or a H2O minus, this aluminum 3 plus are here you can see this aluminum 3 plus react with H2O to give aluminum oxide, aluminum trioxide. So this aluminum trioxide, once it forms, this aluminum trioxide, once it forms, this aluminum trioxide, whatever this is the product, it is the product and sits on the surface of a same metal, which is a base metal, which is nothing but a base metal, which is a already a anode. This is a anode, this is anode rod, whatever we are taking. The product what we are taken, that is aluminum oxide, sits on the same metal as a product, as a coating, as a coating. So this type of seizing or this type of converting an anode metal by coating its own oxide is called as anodizing. So this anodizing process can be done on other metals such as magnesium, titanium, etc., which have these kind of properties. Like anodizing properties which have this kind of metals only we can use for this anodizing purpose. So where and all you can see this anodizing metal in lifts or what is that, elevators, structures, categories, metal structures and industrial building purposes, furnitures, motor vehicle components and jewelry and artwork. These are all we can use this type of anodizing metal surfaces. Then method what we are using, we have seen aluminum or steel. Aluminum what we are using it here in the pens, in the construction, here in the cookers, kitchen utensils, here in the wardrobes or kitchen fridge, refrigerators. 1 second. Huh? Phone చేస్తాను. Sorry, students. Sorry for the inconvenience. So here, these are all the metals, like these are all the utensils, like furnitures we are using, cases, mobile cases, or whatever it is. So these are all the applications where we are using for the anodizing aluminum metals. So these are all the applications where we are using. Another type of controlling method is cathodic protection. What is this cathodic protection is? It is a metal to be protected completely, metal to be protected, completely converting into cathode by supplying electrons from the external source, electrons from the external source. That means what? Whatever the electrons we are supplying from the external DC source, that electron itself protects the base metal. So this cathodic protection, we have two methods, subdivided into two methods. One is sacrificial anode technique, another one is impressed current technique. One is sacrificial anode technique, another one is impressed current technique. Remember these two words. One is you can remember sacrifice. Another one is you can remember impress. It is very easy to write the reactions and easy to explain the protection. So cathodic method protection means one metal has to sacrifice and one metal has to impress. So these two are the main examples for sacrificial anode technique and impressed current technique. What are these two methods? See, where and all we can use this sacrificial means. I'll give you one small. Have you seen of earthing? Earthing where we are plumbing work and all. See here, one man is connecting one pipe. Is connecting to the other pipe. Here there is a pipe. The main intention is to protect this and the large pipe, and he is connecting to the other one, right? Like this. Here also you can see we are making a hole here pipe, and it is connected to the other metals to protect this pipe, to protect this type from the corrosion. And here also to protect this large, here he is connecting to the another pipe, another metal to protect this large one. Here also, here to protect this pipeline, to protect this large pipeline, is connecting to the several anodes by giving some spaces. So this is how to protect the large surfaces, to protect the large pipelines, he is protecting by connecting to the other metals. How we will see it is sacrificial. Sacrifice means one metal. See, this is the steel pipe. This is a steel pipe where, sorry, this is a steel pipe. This is the steel pipe. We want to protect this steel pipe from the corrosion, right? So how to protect? To protect this, we know that steel pipe is iron, anodic in nature. It undergoes oxidation. It is very reactive and it forms iron Fe2 plus ions. So to stop acting as anode, what happens? From this pipe, we are connecting with the wire to the other magnesium block. This is the magnesium. But magnesium acts as an anode. Magnesium acts as an anode when it is connected to the iron. That means one other metal is their anode. Of course, magnesium is an anode, but our intention is to protect the iron. So what is happening here? Magnesium sacrificing its property. That means it's losing its anodic property just to protect the iron pipe. So this magnesium block, if you connect it to the pipe, what happens? Easily it get connected and the rate of corrosion affect to the magnesium block, and pipeline will be safe. And pipeline or whatever the pipe is made up with iron, it is safe and it is rate of corrosion decreases. So this is called as sacrificial anode method. So in this sacrificial anode method, a metal to be protected is electrically connected to more active metal. For example, when a steel is protected, it may be connected to a block of magnesium or zinc. Usually magnesium or zinc we will use to connect. That type, magnesium and zinc acts as a anode, but it protects the iron metal. This is how one metal can be protected by corrosion when it is connected to the other metal which acts as an anode by losing its or by sacrificing its anodic property. Examples I can give. Here, magnesium bars are fixed to the sides of ships to act as a sacrificial anode. Magnesium blocks are connected to the buried pipelines. Magnesium blocks are connected to the buried oil storage tank. You can see all these magnesium blocks are connected to the pipelines, underground pipelines when it is connected. So other one is impressed voltage method. Are you able to see or follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Listening or not? I'm not
Yes, ma'am.
not telling any stories. Are you concentrating? Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Screen is available. Screen is seen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
To talk. Otherwise, how will I get to know? Hmm? For me, what? I'll complete very fast. But you should understand, right? Huh? Understood this sacrificial anode method and this one. You want anything to be repeated? Hmm? Anodizing. Only one topic is left out, that is impressed voltage method. So anodizing, I'll glance once again. If I'm fast, I thought I'll pause. Anodizing is nothing but it is inorganic coating. Coating an oxide layer of its own metal ion on the surface of the same metal by connecting to the external power supply, external DC power supply. So this process is called as anodizing. The next is anodizing of aluminum. The next is cathodic protection. It is protected, completely converted into cathode by supplying electrons from the external source. Since the electrodes do not undergo corrosion, the metal is protected against corrosion by connecting to the auxiliary anode. Auxiliary anode means some like fake anode, auxiliary anode or alternative anode, or one metal which acts as an anode, we can call it as, which is more active metal such as aluminium, magnesium or zinc. So this cathodic protection is done in two ways. Two ways we can done this cathodic protection. One way is sacrificial anode technique by using, and the other way is by using impressed current technique. So one way is sacrificial anode method. Is how it is been done. Sacrificial anode method is done by, see here, these are the examples. Majorly underground pipelines or oil storage pipes are to connect, to protect from the corrosion. We will connect that pipes to the several anodes. Several anodes are connected to the other anode metal magnesium blocks. This type of connecting one metal, base metal, pipes to the other metal to protect, that type of method is called as sacrificial anode protection. So how it is been done? Seriously, one metal, this is a pipeline where steel pipe which is connected to the magnesium block. Magnesium block is an anode metal which is sacrificing its anodic property, and it is ceasing, or it is completely when it is connected to the pipe where the base metal we have to protect. When it is connected, this pipe is protected by connecting to the magnesium block. So this method is called as sacrificial anode method. The next is impressed current technique. Impressed current technique is here the DC power supply. DC power supply means from the external source, whatever we are connecting from the external source, this is the external power supply. From this external supply, electrons are generated with the help of external current, with the help of external power. This one metal which is acting as an anode, which is impressed, or a positive, it passes the positive current to the pipe or a base metal. This is the base metal. The pipe, which is the base metal, we are protecting this from the corrosion. If you want to protect this from the corrosion, we need to connect this to the external current, and that has to be connected to the another auxiliary anode. This auxiliary anode, what happens here, what it does means, it, with the help of an external power supply, under the sea water, under the medium, usually ship hulls, submarines, it is been done. So this impressed voltage, what happens? This passes the positive current and it stops this pipe or this metal acting as an anode. And instead of this metal acting as an anode, this metal acts as an anode by passing the positive current to the base metal. It impresses the other metal to act as a cathode. And this is how the rate of corrosion ceases in the underground submarine. The best example I can give you, in the ships, in a very large ships and all, you can see fan at the ground. At the base, there is a fan is fitted, right? That fan is made up with a metal that is connected to this type of impressed anode to protect it from the corrosion. So this is the best example I can give for the impressed voltage current. So this method is impressed current is applied in opposite direction to nullify the corrosion current. See, always corrosion current is high. So to come back to reduce it or to decrease it, to nullify that, the applied current, whatever it is follows, it flows in the opposite direction. And this current is slightly higher than the corrosion current. And of course, the impressed current is taken from the battery, rectified AC battery, rectified AC and AC lines, and impressed current protection method is used for water tanks. So this is your example for we can give how it is being connected in a different forms by connecting to the external power supply with the auxiliary anodes. First example, this is for pipe grounds for water connection. This can be connected here. Some machine electrolyte IP. This is connected. This is protected. Here the pipe is connected to the battery and it is an auxiliary anode with through it is connected. Rectifiers are connected. Here also you can see it is being connected by connected to the magnesium block. This is how the one metal is impressed over the other metal. Understood? This completes corrosion chapter. Any doubt here in the corrosion chapter? Any doubt in the corrosion chapter?
No, ma'am.
No. How many of you have downloaded the notes which is available in the MS Teams? Nobody?
Seen, ma'am.
Seen.
Downloaded, ma'am.
I
Just
mean,
seeing
after
this.
downloading, seen, ma'am.
After downloading seen or just seen in MS Team, yeah, whether notes is there or not. Like
No,
that.
ma'am. Downloaded and studied
You don't
also.
have to download it, ma'am. You can just open on the team only, ma'am.
That's whatever it is, but it has to be saved in your mind, brains, no? That is important. More than downloading or seen in the MS Teams. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So do that. Corrosion chapter is also over. Corrosion chapter, we will have a small quiz on another 4-5 days. Before that quiz or assignment, you have to start reading corrosion chapter. Almost first module completed, right? Prepared first module?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
assignment is done, one unit test is also over. I think you have prepared for the IA first module, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts in the first module and the corrosion chapter? Corrosion chapter still not yet started for study. I can understand. From today onwards, start study. I will give you another in 5 to 6 days. I will give you another unit test or assignment. First, I'll give you assignment. After that, I'll conduct one test. Clear? So that one by one chapter wise, you can prepare for the test and you can prepare for IA also. Is that okay? Next. Today I have assigned some quiz. How many of you have seen before the class?
Yes, ma'am. Seen, ma'am.
Seen? Just seen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So when is the due date?
Tomorrow, ma'am.
Tomorrow you have to submit. All of you answer the questions and submit it. It doesn't mean that just viewing and keeping quiet. Clear? Viewing and keeping quiet, it will not help you. You have to answer it. Whether it is wrong or right, you answer. You will get to know which is the correct answer at least. Clear? So all of you should attend the quiz and submit it. First module. And start down, read the second module, that is corrosion chapter. Any doubt you can ask me in the next class. Clear? So this completes one chapter in the second module, that is 1.5 module is completed. So this 1.5 module, that is first module, complete module, and the corrosion chapters will be there for your first IA. Compulsorily this 1.5 module will be there for your first IA. Now only I am giving, what is the date today?
9th
What
of
is the
June,
date? 9th of June. When is your IA, first IA?
21st, maybe.
Maybe. How you maybe? Calendar of events is not circulated in the group.
Uh,
How many
Ma'am,
of you?
after seeing that, I am telling 21st.
Yes, I've shared the calendar of events many days back. That is
Yes.
the where we are giving the dates, everything when it is scheduled. Clear? So 21st, 22nd, 23rd, you are having IA. For that IA, today is the 9th. So how many days left for the IA? Almost 10 days. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Almost 10, 11 days are there. So 10 days prior, you have completed 1.5 module, which is there for your IA. Remember that and start study. No one should score less marks. And seriously, I'm instructing. Clear? And any doubt or any topics you want me to repeat, you can ask in the classes. Clear? So the next chapter is metal finishing. What idea you have on metal finishing? By looking at these pictures, what idea you are getting? Any idea? Looking at these pictures, I shared some pictures here. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Why I am sharing? What is that? I am giving a chapter name as metal finishing, and I am showing some pictures there. Any idea you should get? No.
Sir, there the metals are plated, ma'am, like they're colored.
Okay. Plated. Colors are different. Correct. Yes. Very good observation. So here different plates are coated with different metals with different fine structure is given. Okay, next. What
There are
observed?
different shapes or finishing, ma'am.
Different shapes and finishing. Yes, good. Next.
Ma'am, this seems like they are electroplated, ma'am.
Okay, good. Next. Only these observations. Why we have to do all these things? Why we have to give a coatings or why? What is the reason? What you studied in a previous chapter?
Prevent from corrosion, ma'am.
Yes, previous chapter is corrosion, right? That previous chapter is how the anode and how electrodes we are selecting, what is anode property, what is a cathode electrode properties, everything we discussed. So metal finishing chapter, what we are going to discuss is how to protect the metal by coating with using plating process. By plating process, we have two methods. One is electroplating process, another one is electroless plating process. I think in +2 level you might have studied electroless plating or electroplating of aluminium. Correct? Studied or not? Have you done or not?
Yes, ma'am. Electroplating we have studied.
That means only definition or process.
Even process also, ma'am, but not remembering.
Not completely, right? Only the process. So what is metal finishing is? Metal finishing is a process of modifying the surface properties of metals by deposition of a layer of another metal or polymer on its surface by the formation of an oxide film. Remember this. It is the process of modifying surface properties of metals by deposition of layer of another metal or polymer on its surface by formation of an oxide film. So what it means, by this is the base metal, if you want to give a fine structure, if you want to protect it from corrosion, we have to coat it from the other metal. It can be a metal, or it can be a alloy, or it can be a polymer. Anything we can protect the base metal, anything we can plate. We will not say it is a coated. We are plating process has been, it is been coated. It is a deposition. We are depositing another metal over as just like a layer on the surface of a base metal. Why we have to do, what is the technically, how it is important? Why it is important means, one is a decorative appearance, other is it improves the corrosion resistance, it improves heat resistance, it improves surface hardness, that is nothing but wear and tear property, it improves solid durability, the thermal conductivity also increases, electrical conductivity also increases, it has a good reflectivity, and it has a good optical reflectivity. So these are all the importance. Technically, if you talk about, technically why we are plating a metal or a polymer on the surface means, technically if you look at the importance, these are the importance of metal. If you do all these things, if you plate the base metal, technically we have advantages of protecting the metal. So what you have to do is write this definition and this technical importance of metal finishing, because it is very, very important for the exam, which will be asked for 6 marks. Definite question. Very frequently they will ask in the exam for this technique, metal finishing and technological importance of metal finishing. Definitely there will be a question. Mark it as an important question and write fast. Definition and technological importance of, all of you can see, right? See, can you able to see or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right. I will download the attendance. Right. Can't see, right? If I go there, you can't see. Okay, right. After writing, tell me. I'll go back and take that. I'll come 1 minute.